The development of the nuclear bomb is undoubtedly one of the most significant events in human history. It marks the culmination of decades of research, experimentation, and a relentless pursuit of the ultimate weapon. The United States of America, motivated by the fear of losing World War II and the desire to gain an edge over their enemies, spearheaded the development of this weapon. The decision to develop the nuclear bomb was a difficult one, both morally and ethically. President Franklin D. Roosevelt created the Advisory Committee on Uranium in 1939, to investigate the potential of atomic power. The committee reported that the use of atomic energy in a bomb was possible, but it would require a massive effort and investment. The discovery of fission in uranium made the prospect of an atomic bomb a reality, and the Manhattan Project was born. The Manhattan Project was the code name for the research and development program to create the nuclear bomb. It was established in 1942 and led by General Leslie Groves and physicist Robert Oppenheimer. The program had a budget of $2 billion, which was a massive amount of money at the time, and employed over 130,000 people. The development of the bomb was a challenging task that required collaboration between the best minds in physics, chemistry, and engineering. The program was divided into various research centers, and each center had its specific role to play in the development of the bomb. One of the significant challenges was to produce enough enriched uranium to create a nuclear chain reaction. Scientists had to develop a method to separate the small amounts of U-235 from the more abundant U-238 isotope. The process, known as uranium enrichment, was carried out in massive facilities, such as Oak Ridge in Tennessee, and required huge amounts of electricity. Another significant challenge was the creation of a nuclear reactor that could produce plutonium-239. Plutonium-239 is a byproduct of uranium fission, and it was crucial to the success of the Manhattan Project. The reactor was constructed at Hanford in Washington state and required the use of massive amounts of cooling water from the nearby Columbia River. The construction of the nuclear bomb itself was a significant engineering feat. The bomb was designed to compress a sphere of plutonium-239 to a critical mass, resulting in a nuclear explosion. The design was based on the work of physicist John von Neumann and others. The bomb's detonation required the use of conventional explosives that would compress the plutonium-239 to critical mass. The first successful test of the nuclear bomb took place on July 16, 1945, in the New Mexico desert. The test, codenamed Trinity, was a success and confirmed the viability of the atomic bomb. The test generated an explosion equivalent to 20 kilotons of TNT and was visible from over 100 miles away. The development of the nuclear bomb came at a high cost. The Manhattan Project consumed billions of dollars, employed thousands of people, and resulted in the deaths of tens of thousands of civilians in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The devastation caused by the nuclear bombs forced Japan to surrender, effectively ending World War II. The development of the nuclear bomb was a significant achievement for the United States and marked the beginning of the nuclear age. The project required massive amounts of resources, cooperation between scientists and engineers, and a significant investment of time and effort. The moral and ethical implications of the nuclear bomb continue to be debated to this day, and the development of the weapon marked a turning point in human history. The decision to use nuclear weapons against Japan was made during World War II by President Harry S. Truman and his top military advisors. The decision was influenced by a number of factors, including the desire to end the war quickly and avoid a costly invasion of the Japanese mainland, as well as concerns about the Soviet Union's growing power and influence in the post-war world. One of the key factors that led to the decision to use nuclear weapons was the successful test of the first atomic bomb in July 1945. The test, codenamed Trinity, demonstrated the immense destructive power of the weapon, and many of Truman's advisors argued that it would be a waste not to use it. Another important factor was the ongoing war in the Pacific, which had been dragging on for years and had cost millions of lives. The U.S. had already suffered heavy losses in battles such as Iwo Jima and Okinawa, and there was a growing sense that a full-scale invasion of the Japanese mainland would be even more costly and deadly. There was also concern about the Soviet Union's growing power and influence in the post-war world. Truman and his advisors feared that if the U.S. did not act quickly to end the war, the Soviet Union would be able to gain a foothold in Japan and potentially expand its influence throughout Asia. Ultimately, on August 6 and 9, 1945, the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, respectively. The bombs killed over 200,000 people, most of them civilians, and caused widespread destruction. There is still debate among historians and policymakers about whether the decision to use nuclear weapons was justified. Some argue that it was necessary to end the war quickly and avoid a costly invasion, while others believe that it was a disproportionate and unnecessary use of force. There is still debate among historians and policymakers about whether the decision to use nuclear weapons was justified. Some argue that it was necessary to end the war quickly and avoid a costly invasion, while others believe that it was a disproportionate and unnecessary use of force.